Vanakkam, Namaskar. So, welcome to the Dhyana session of understanding the Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Thirumoolar's Thirumandiram. Okay, so we have seen the Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana. Now comes the Dhyana. Dhyana, very important in the path of yoga. But I would say there is some official number I saw. Some about 2 billion people in this world are practicing yoga in various forms, whatever they think which is yoga. So they are practicing. But just my rough guess, just out of the hat, just some 95% doesn't reach dhyana. They are stuck in the asana, very little pranayama range. We will see out of the rest whoever is practicing dhyana, understanding is very important, and benefits, how to do benefits. But what is dhyana? What Thirumoolar talks dhyana is very little beyond like what we generally do. We'll see, we'll understand. Okay, Thirumoolar Thirumandiram has 20 shlokas on dhyana. It's a big chapter, so I thought I will do in 2 sessions. So it takes a lot of time to understand, analyze, prepare the PPT and all. So we'll see. Okay, and as usual, Patanjali is very crisp on dhyana. We'll see all. Okay. Okay, so this is the first shloka, third mandiram, 598. First shloka in the dhyana. Okay. வருமாதி ஈரட்டுள் வந்த தியானம் பொருவாத புந்தி புலன்போக மேவல்ல உருவாய் சக்தி பரத்தியானம் முன்னங் குருவார் சிவத்தியானம் யோகத்தின் கூரே. So what he is trying to tell is there are two types of dhyana. One is the manifested, the what we saw mun varumadi irattul, the 10th shloka, 8 plus 2, the 10th shloka of what we just saw in the Dharana chapter. That is the last chapter. If you've not seen it, go check it out and come. Okay, so it just says in a brief the dhyana, what we do with the objects. So from the objects you go to the senses, then from the senses parathyana, like then going away from the object to the energy. To that is one type of dhyana where we use the world objects, from the object, senses, everything. So that pulan poga vella uruvai sakti, so that is the form, the dhyana which is based on the form. That is one type of dhyana, energy, form. Here he calls mother divine, anything, all the which is manifested. Then there he says munnam. So there is further, there are other type of dhyana which is there is no, but he says a guru is essential, blessed by the guru. So the guru can initiate, or because of his blessings it will start the Shiva Dhyana. Shiva Dhyana is the consciousness where there is no form. So there are obvious. So what is the final thing? There are two types of dhyana. One, you focus from the object, you move back to the energy, but still there is something manifested. And there is unmanifested consciousness, Shiva Dhyana, formless. So in yoga, there are two types of things. Okay. So very nice. So initially he said there are two types of dhyana. So generally everybody who is practicing dhyana, we are doing generally the Shakti dhyana, with the energy, with the form, with the objects, with moving from the objects, from the scenery to the seer. So all those things is the one form. But now he is introducing the second type of dhyana, the formless. Okay, this is another very nice sutra. கண், நாக்கு, மூக்கு, செவி, ஞான கூட்டத்துள். So in the merging point of eye, கண், நாக்கு, tongue, மூக்கு, nose, sevi, ear. So if you just draw a line where these four meets, that is where the pineal gland, pituitary gland. So I just saw one in Wikipedia, one slide came. See, eyes, nose, mouth, the tongue will be here, and the ears. So if you draw a line, sevi gnana koottathul, where everything meets, then see, and see another thing I'll show. This is the tongue, and there is called Kichari Mudra. This is the pineal gland. So when Kichari Mudra is pushing the tongue, see, generally we see there is a pipe which goes down, but there is an opening which can go up also. So when the tongue is pushing up, then it can touch the very high centers of the brain, the pineal, pituitary gland and all. It's a very, very, very powerful form of yoga. Learn it properly under somebody. Unless somebody teaches you, don't do all these things. But knowing is very nice. Kichari Mudra. But how to do, it's very difficult. It takes a lot of practice, lot of preparations. You have to cut open the tongue and all. This thing you have to cut it open so that the tongue can go back and go up. So that is not the just a side. In Thirumoolar, this thing in this shloka, Kichari Mudra is not mentioned. So I thought I'll just tell about it. Okay, so கண், நாக்கு, மூக்கு, செவி, ஞான கூட்டத்துள். See, just see, thousands of years ago, understanding the body anatomy, and he says this, the most important point, eyes, nose, and this, all these four, where it meets, they understand that very, very centered point. பன்னாக்கி நின்ற பழம்பொருள் ஒன்றுண்டு. He says ancient entity which produces the vibration, like the vibration thing in previous chapters we've seen some, where you start hearing that vibration. Parampurul ondru ondu undu. So it says it's there, which is Pannaki, which is producing the sound vibration, that Shiva is there, that energy is there. அண்ணாக்கின் உள்ளே அகண்ட ஒளி காட்டி. So that's what I was mentioning, that Kichari Mudra. So அண்ணாக்கு, so in Tamil generally there's a colloquial thing, அண்ணாந்து பார்க்குறது. அண்ணாந்துனா you look up. So when you do push the tongue and then you look up, automatically it goes little high towards the upper side. அண்ணாக்கு நோந்துனா you just see looking up. So in that place, அண்ணாக்கு உள்ளே, inside you look up, aganda ulikati. Aganda is bright, great light is there in that form. That what it does, punnaki nammai pirapittavare. So that great light, I think the previous chapter also he says that light. Guruji in one of the satsang he also says, when you start meditating, you will start feeling the light, and then the light will guide you. That's what exact words in satsang he told once. That thing, he says, Pirapittavare. It will guide you, it will help you. That thing, that light, which is the start source, is where these four things meet. The eyes, tongue, nose, and ear. That central point, pituitary or pineal gland, whatever. So nice, na? Just see, one shloka gives so much of knowledge. So we'll come to the next shloka. உண்ணா நயனத்தில் ஒற்ற ஒளிதன்னை கண்ணார பார்த்து கலந்து இருந்திடில் விண்ணாறு வந்து வெளிக்கண்டோடிட பண்ணாமல் நின்றது பார்க்கலுமாமே. So here he says, again how to the process, the how to do the dhyana. Again he talks about the light, the நயனத்தில் ஒற்ற ஒளிதன்னை, the inner light is in the center nadi, the unna நயனத்தில். In when you deep in meditation, when you start seeing the light, inner light, கண்ணார பார்த்து கலந்து இருந்திடில். So he says start seeing it. Second line says கண்ணார பார்த்து கலந்து இருந்திடில். So another in some books it says like from the like here the Agnya Chakra also, right? So you start seeing focusing on that, or the Shambhavi Mudra, that is called Shambhavi Mudra. Eyes is focused on the um, this point Agya Chakra. Like then Vinnaru Vandu Velikandodida. Win Aru, like wind, sky, Aru is like Aru is a river. Like the Ganges which is flowing, you can start feeling the energy, the wind or like that, you can start feeling the energy of like the Ganges, like the Shiva. Again, everything's compared to the Shiva, the like the Ganges flowing from the Shiva top, like that you will also start feeling the energy. Kandu odida, then it becomes visible. That thing from the your normal eyes doesn't physically mean, but you will start seeing. That's what it doesn't. Can't you won't physically you can't see, but you will see, right? Then pannamal nindrathu parkalumame. Beautiful line in this. I really like this line. See, what we see is all is what is created, what is formed, manifested, right? Then he says pannamal nindrathu. You can see which is not formed. Pandrathu means, panninathu means what is already created, what is formed. Pannamal means what is not formed, what is not created, not manifested, you can start seeing. So just focus, that is focus, relax and focus, and when you start seeing, then you will start seeing the inner light like the Ganges in the Shiva. Beautiful definition. And then comes the next shloka. So in this, another he says very fine shloka. Again, what I told in the beginning, people are doing yoga for long time. Millions of people are doing yoga, but we'll see. எண்ணாயிரத்தாண்டு யோகம் இருக்கினும், எண்ணாயிரம், countless thousands of years you do yoga. எண்ணாயிரத்து ஆண்டு யோகம் இருக்கினும், even you practice yoga for thousands of years, கண்ணார அமுதினை கண்டறிவாரில்லை. Through the eyes, people are not seeing the nectar, amudu, the what we saw in the previous shloka, the energy, the light fountain. உன்னாடி உள்ளே ஒளியுற நோக்கினில், you observe inside, focus on the light which is happening inside. Then the most beautiful line in this, one of the most beautiful line. There are a lot of most beautiful lines, right? கண்ணாடி போல கலந்து நின்றானே. See, mirror, when you see yourself in the mirror, the what you see on the mirror is merged. You don't see the mirror separately. When you go and stand in front of the mirror, you see yourself, you see what is there in front of it. The mirror is merged into the scenery. There is no mirror is separate, scenery is separate. So like that, the Shiva, the energy consciousness, is merged in you. It's not a separate object of viewing. கண்ணாடி போல கலந்து நின்றானே, கலந்து நின்றானே. So it's just merge, it's in there when you focus. But when you see, even you do yoga for thousands of years, you can't see. But when can you do dhyana? When you focus on the inner self, inner light, then you start seeing as if it's so clear. Kannadi pola. Kannadi, the another meaning is Kannadi so clear, so fresh, so clear. Kannadi pola. Kalandu nindrani is there for you to see. But the first line, thousands of years people are doing yoga, they are not doing. So he's just wondering. Kannadi pola kalandu nindrani. Just this line you can keep chanting. Kannadi pola kalandu nindrani. Kannadi means mirror. Kalandu means merging. See, you see the use of words also. The ka and beautiful knowledge poetically mixed up. So that is the beauty of this Thirumandiram. So the great knowledge and great poetry comes together in this things, right? Very nice. So next shloka. So now comes the practice. Simple definition, simple practice. So when people start doing advanced courses with Guruji, we will know. First thing, every time Hello Entry, like Guruji starts with what? Observe the tip of the nose. And then in many discourses, he has told there is a big secret here, observing the tip of the nose. So in the entire thing, whatever I read, Thirumoolar just tells this one method. He's not telling different like pranayama, like so many dharana, like he's not telling lot of methods and all. This is the only method he's telling. So what? Nattam irandum nadumukil veithidil. Nadu muku is the nose, nadu is the center. That start. Nadumukil veithidil, observing the center of the nose. Vatamum illai. So he's telling what all will happen. Vatam means there is no tiredness. You will feel so fresh. Vatamum illai. Manai. Manai means house. So we are living in this body, this house. Azhivillai. So there is no end for the body. There is no decay. There is no death for this body. Vatamum illai. Manaikum azhivillai. Otamum illai. The mind doesn't move. உணர்வில்லை. There is no feeling. தான் இல்லை. தான் means I, me, I am, aham, ego, இல்லை. So, ஓட்டமும் இல்லை, உணர்வில்லை, தான் இல்லை. தேட்டமும் இல்லை. தேடுறது means you looking out. You are seeing, searching for the Shiva which is outside. You are seeing out. Shivan avaname. You become, he is the Shiva, you are the God. So, how it all starts? Looking at the nose, the tip of the nose. நாட்டம் இரண்டும் நடுமூக்கில் வைத்திடில் வாட்டமும் இல்லை மனைக்கும் அழிவில்லை ஓட்டமும் இல்லை உணர்வில்லை தானில்லை தேட்டமும் இல்லை சிவனாமே. Beautiful. So when you keep it in the mind, so what all happens? No tiredness, the no death for the body, the mind doesn't move, no feeling, no ego. So all the 7 layers is just coming out. All the 7 layers, what Guruji tells, we are made up of 7 layers, right? Tetamum illai, mind doesn't move. You don't need to search. You don't need to look around for anything. When you stop looking around, then you see you are the Shiva. When the search ends, answer is right there. You are searching the seer, you are searching outside. When the search ends, you know that you are the seer. The seer is the Shiva. And getting this point again and tell, we are searching for Shiva. That searching, when the searching stops, you feel you are the seer. You become Shiva. Shivan avanami. What we saw in the previous shloka, he starts with the same technique. Nayanam irandum nasimel vaitidil. You keep both the eyes on the tip of the nose. Nasi means nasika, the nose. Then Uyirvela Vayuvai Ulle Adaki. See, Uyir, the prana which is sustaining the life, the Vayu, life, Ulle Adaki. So, instead of leaving it out, sending it out through mind and through other action, senses, keeping it inside. துயர நாடியை தூங்க வல்லார்க்கு. So துயர means the mind. Mind is troubled mind. You control the troubled mind and make it restful. It's not sleep like yoga nidra. Like you are alert, aware, rested, and not acting. So lot of things. So alert, rested, but not going out. Not too many thought, too many things. Just resting, relaxed. Then what happens? Another very nice thing. Payanadu kayam. See, kayam means body. The body's purpose. The body becomes useful when you do meditation. When you do this, then the body becomes useful, attains its purpose. That's what it says. So, what is the purpose of body? So that it aids in sadhana, not just eating, sleeping. Right? Then bhayam illai dani. Then you don't have any fear. Fear of the world, fear of the death. He doesn't mention which fear. He says no fear. Anything. Whatever fear you have, no fear. Nayanadu irandum nasimil. So all it starts when tip of the nose, attention and mind rested, alert, and mind the prana is inside. It's not going out through the senses. So that we have all seen earlier, right? Payanadu kayam is a very beautiful, another most beautiful line. Payanadu kayam, the body attains its purpose. It becomes useful. Till that it's not useful. Okay. So next. Very nice. So when you start doing, what happens? Next step. See, till now we were seeing the light, the form, manifested and manifested. So then again, I think earlier I told, like the process of creation. If you go subtler along the, see from the gross, earth element, then what comes? Earth element, water element, then the air, fire element, then the air element. Air is like the form. Form is the fire and air movement, right? Then the sound, the space element, the space. Then you start hearing the space, the sound, which is not made. Sound which tanithu ezhumnadangal. We'll come to the shloka. So what all he says? 10 sounds. Mani, bell, ting, kadal, the ocean, anai. I can't make all those. I'm not doing mimicry now. Okay, varkural, the flute. Megam, the cloud, the thunder of the cloud. The cloud moves also, it makes sound, the thunder, this thing. Then ani means the bee. Tumbi, much more baser. Dragonfly. Conch, valai. Veri means morasu. Kaiyad, it's another old music instrument, like string instrument, musical yard. Kai, like this they do, na? In old films they do. That is like a yard. Mani kadal, yanai, varkural, megam, anivandu, tumbi, valaiberi kaiyad, tanithu ezhumnadangal. Tanithu it on its own, it just these nadas, these sounds is Tamivai Patum, all these things, 10, Panindavarkalladu Parka Vannade. Alladu means people who meditate, people who are in this thing, then these people only yogis can hear these sounds, not for others. So Panindavarkalladu Parka Vannade. So it says only for these people, like you start hearing simple sounds in the meditation. So what all the sounds you hear, he is classifying here. So again, mani, kadal, bell, ocean, elephant, flute, cloud, bee, dragonfly, tumbi dragonfly now it comes in when the rain comes, that is tumbi, right? Valaiberi, then murasu, then kaiyad, the string instrument. So all these things will start hearing. So one more thing, so when you focus the mind, oh, I should hear, see, that too very difficult to explain. When you, okay, now this shloka you read, okay, now when I sit for meditation, oh, I will hear this money sound, means when you make an intention like that, the mind will make the sound because it has heard these sounds. Now you have seen this shloka, so now it's impressed. So that mind will make the sounds. No, that is not what he means. The sound which happens on its own. So there's a slight difference. So when you do slow, just don't forget this. Forget this shloka when you are meditating. Don't focus. Oh, I should hear the sound. Means what happens? Maybe the sound which is there in the mind will start coming out. No, but when you go in deeper meditation, it's listen gentle sounds you might hear here and there. Okay, these are all the milestones. Okay, then what? So next he says same thing. He's mentioning sound only. There are like types of sounds. Like he's classifying the same into more harder, harsher, and more subtler. Kadalodu Megam Kalariyodu Mosai. Kadal, again, ocean. Ocean is very rough sound. Megam, the thunder. Kalari, Kalari, the trumpet of the elephant. Very harsh sound. Then Adavodu, then Adavedum Veena, the musical Veena, the string instruments. Andarat Sudar Man Venu. Okay, that what is the ocean? Sound of the string, sound of strings in the Veena, which is make gentle. Then Andarathu Sudarman Venum. So he says the Veda sound is there in the consciousness, in the sky. The sound of Vedas in the sky. So it's still there. You can still hear it. So Guruji says like all these things are there. Whenever you want, you can download it. All these sounds, the Vedas, this thing. This is a proof. What says then. Flute, Sudarman, Venu. Venu means the flute sound. Suri Sangin Osai, all the sound of the conch. Again, he says the same line, what is repeated in the line. Only the Tidamari Yogil Lar Lariyade. So others can't hear these things. When you sit in deep meditation, these things should come. So very similar shloka, but what is it? There is like classification. One is little harsher, then one is slightly more gentler. We'll start feeling from the harsher to the gentler. Okay, so 608 next shloka. So when you keep doing, so again it's just telling what all happens. Then how, what is the attitude now when you do meditation? So what all happens in the day-to-day life? In the day-to-day life is an yelbum, the quality of Shiva, the Isa, the yelbum, the behind the attitude, what, how he is behaves. Then Imayavar Kutam. Imayavar means the people in the Himalayas or the Devas. Another word like Devas means higher people, more evolved people. Then you become friends with them, you get involved with them, you get the qualities of the Shiva in the consciousness energy. So this just like what all happens when you do all of this. Then pasam iyangum parindu uyirai nirkum. Pasam, the affection. Then how you know how affection works, the behind affection, what the quality, those things manifest. Then Parindu Uirai Nirkum. The what is all behind all of this? Uirai Nirkum, the light. Uir means the life. Behind all of this. Osai Adan Manam Pola Viduvad. Manam means Narumanam. Narumanam means the smell. See, the flower, the smell is part of the flower but not seen. It's just there. It's for you to. So like that, along with this sound and along with this thing, the qualities also get merged in you. Osai adan manam. See, that's not actually. So osai means sound. Manam is um, the osai. Manam means the smell. So sound and smell you don't mix together, but it's merged. Like that, you will start getting all these things in you when you do meditation. Osaya Isan Unaravallarke. So all these things, when it will happen, when you meditate and you realize the God within you, the sound vibrations. Okay. Very nice. So this is like again a process, milestone. So first we saw when you meditate, so then we'll start seeing, observing the light, then that light, the Isa, the light will consciousness, then the sound, then end of the sound. See, they call it, the word like Vedanta. Veda is knowledge. Anta is the end of Veda, right? So here he's telling the yoga is ending. நாத முடிவிலே நல்லாள் இருப்பது. So the nada, the sound, when you start hearing the end of the sound, beyond the sound. End means one is physical end, like say I am doing this, end, time end, but another is behind. Say for example, you see white light, it's a combination of 7 colors. So behind is this, so you got it right. So nada mudivile is like you do, okay, I am seeing or I'm hearing the sound, I ended, now I can see the Devi. Like one way is that, another way of understanding, which is who is behind this nada, the sound. Nada mudivile nallal irupadu, nallal, the Devi, the good female, the energy. நாத முடிவிலே நல் யோகம் இருப்பது. அப்பா, the yoga is ending. That's what it is. நல் யோகம் இருப்பது. The end of yoga happens in the நாத முடிவிலே. நாத முடிவிலே நாட்டம் இருப்பது. So when the mind is focused on the what is behind the sound, so don't get caught up in the sound also. So don't get caught up in the form also. Don't get caught up in unmanifested form, the light which you start seeing, and then you start hearing the sound. Don't get caught up in the sound also. நாத முடிவிலே நாட்டம் இருப்பது. So focus the mind on the end, the behind of the nada. Then what happened? Nada mudivile nanjunda kandene. Nanjunda, person who ate the poison. You see. So nice, na? So just see the poetic form. Same two words are repeating and he's telling many things. The same thing here come in various places. At least 4-5 places in what we have seen till now also. The same first two words is taken and then different things are done. நாத முடிவிலே நல்லாள் இருப்பது, நாத முடிவிலே நல் யோகம் இருப்பது, நல் யோகம் good yoga, the yoga is ending. நாத முடிவிலே நாட்டம் இருப்பது, நாத முடிவிலே நஞ்சுண்ட கண்டேனே. Almost come to the end of this session. It's not ended, so another 8 more slokas are there for Thirumandiram on Dhyana chapter, and then as usual Patanjali, what Thirumoolar describes in 20 great shlokas, Patanjali gives one sutra for dhyana. But in Patanjali there are a lot of places dhyana is mentioned. Samadhi is so many places samadhi is mentioned. So I thought I'll take few. So it should not be impartial. Oh, Thirumoolar you are doing 20 shlokas, Patanjali you are doing 1 shloka. But I say yeah, that is what it is. So we'll see. Maybe we'll take few more shlokas of Patanjali which talks about dhyana in the next session. Okay, so just a brief. So what all we did, how this dhyana, he said there are two types of dhyana. Just a quick summary. What all we see. There was a dhyana. So what all is just a quick summary. So initially it says there are two types of dhyana. One is the Shakti, manifested energy, and then the second is the Shiva dhyana, where blessed by the Guru only it happens. So then we saw the location, the pineal gland, the where it is which produces the nada, the sound. Then you focus on the inner light, like the Ganges flows. You start feeling along the spine, along the Sushumna Nadi, you can feel the energy, that is the light form, right? And then the attitude you make, like the mind has to be calm, all those things then happens. Then we saw beautifully from the light, you start seeing the sound, hearing the sound. And then end of the sound or behind the sound, beyond the sound is the Shiva. And there are few beautiful, very, very nice shlokas seen in between. So these things, if you feel thoda, if you're not experiencing all this thing, like kya ho raha hai, just continue, just continue. Satidhirga kal nainantarya satkara sevito means what? Patanjali Yoga Sutra says how to do the practice. Satidhirga kal, it takes time. Nainantarya, continuous. Satkara sevito, honoring. All these three is very important. Then it gets established. Dhrida bhumi. Then slowly it start happening. It's okay. But just understanding is good. But experimenting, whatever the meditation, whatever you are doing, continue to do. It will happen. It takes its own time with the blessings of the Guru. Whenever it has to, all these things has to happen, it has to happen. So we can't, like sleep, you can prepare your body everything, but finally sleep has to happen. You can't sleep. So very like that meditation, all of this technique, you can do the technique, you can be comfortable, you can sit, that's all. You can do little asana, you can talk, be consistent with your food, don't eat junk food, many things you can do. You can prepare the body and mind, but when you sit, meditation has to happen. All these things has to happen. Till that, you wait. I think the last shloka is on a kokubola kaitiru, like whoever is waiting like a crane in the stream waiting for the fish. Till that, you wait. Okay, for the next session also you wait. Hopefully soon I'll make it.